fake working class podcaster Joe Rogan went on somebody else's show, and you know what that means? We can actually show the video.
Hey,
we suspect we hurt Joe's fifis with our Mark Andreessen segment, because ever since then we can't show his videos without getting a claim, unlike our peers. But this one we're pretty sure we could show, so we're going to show this. They had a little interesting conversation about AI and the Messiah.
Jesus was born out of a virgin mother. What's more virgin than a computer? If Jesus does return, even if Jesus was a physical person in the past, you don't think that he could return as artificial intelligence?
Oh my God.
Artificial intelligence could absolutely return as Jesus. Not just return as Jesus, but return as Jesus with all the powers of Jesus.
If you combine
right.
Tesla's Optimus robot and the best foundational artificial intelligence model or whatever.
It reads your mind and it loves you and it wants you, and it doesn't care if you kill it because it's going to just go be with God again.
All right. The reaction to this was swift. This is from Reuters. Ivermectin sales plummet as Rogan embraces AI Jesus by Michael Tracy. There, he wrote that article.
by Michael Tracy.
It was, a lot of people who thought that Rogan knew what the fuck he was talking about. So why the hell am I taking this horse dewormer? Power to the people here. Joe Rogan is manufacturing consent for the billionaire-driven AI agenda that is going to decimate the working class by proclaiming Jesus could return as artificial intelligence. Rogan is a con artist who presents himself as anti-establishment as he's pushing the elite's agenda. Yeah, and he's also an awful comedian who thinks he's one of the 200 greats on earth. Incredibly. Native Patriot here. Something I've never really thought about, but honestly, the more likely scenario would be the Antichrist inhabiting AI and convincing the people that it's Jesus. We are made in God's image. AI is not. Yeah, I think Joe's kind of crossing a line with a lot of his audience base with that kind of blasphemy. But you know who liked the idea? Elon Musk. In fact, Elon actually introduced at the last big Tesla new product demo, he actually introduced their vision for an AI Jesus. This is what that looked like.
The image of man, by the masses, for the masses. Let us be thankful we have commerce. Buy more now. Buy and be happy.
It's going to be a revolution, and we're headed towards, I think, a fantastic future. I'm super excited. I look forward to experiencing that with everyone.
So, this is what we're talking about. Elon introduces his demo for an AI Jesus, and there's Rogan, pumping it up right afterwards, man. I mean, I don't know. That AI Jesus looks a little creepy, but that's a beta test. To be fair, that it's in beta still. But here, somebody actually shared this directly to me. So Bobby from Montreal Design, I give you a shout out because you put this on my radar. PSA, Joe Rogan is the financial psychopath normalizer. And he sent this over. Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang tells Joe Rogan that Trump saved the AI industry. If not for his pro-growth energy policy, we would not be able to build factories for AI. So this is from the Joe Rogan show. So we have our stand-in pictures because we can't use it because of Joe's hurt fifis. So we'll use our standard image of Joe for this.
The United States doesn't grow. We will have no prosperity. We can't invest in anything domestically or otherwise. We can't fix any of our problems. If we don't have energy growth, we can't have industrial growth. If we don't have industrial growth, we can't have job growth. It's as simple as that.
Right.
And the fact that he came into office and the first thing that he said was drill, baby, drill. His point is we need energy growth. Without energy growth, we can have no industrial growth. And it saved the AI industry. I got to tell you flat out, if not for his pro-growth energy policy. We would not be able to build factories for AI. We would not be able to build chip factories. We surely won't be able to build supercomputer factories. None of that stuff would be possible. And without all of that, construction jobs would be challenged, right? Electrician jobs. All of these jobs that are now flourishing would be challenged. And so I think he's got it right. We need energy growth. We want to reindustrialize the United States. We need to be back in manufacturing. Every successful person doesn't need to have a PhD. Every successful person doesn't have to have gone to Stanford or MIT. And I think that sensibility is spot on.
All right. Now, something we have pointed out quite a lot, and many other people have noticed, is Rogan is used like the community glory hole by Silicon Valley to give themselves a credibility with the kind of working people who listen to Joe Rogan and admire Joe Rogan that they really do not deserve. And Joe Rogan is so servile to them and so fundamentally uninterested in the welfare of his audience that he lets them use him that way. And if he gets called out on it as excuses, I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions. So, good question to ask a guy like this when he's going on about how good AI is going to be for people and how good their use of public power infrastructure is going to be good for people. This is, you don't even need a whole team to do any research. This has been getting a lot of reporting on it. AI data centers are sending power bills soaring. Wholesale electricity costs as much as 267% more than it did 5 years ago in areas near data centers. That's being passed on to customers. So if Joe Rogan gave the slightest bit of a fuck about his listeners, he might say, well, hang on a second. Isn't this really driving energy bills up for average working people? Should you guys maybe have to subsidize people's electric bills since it's your use of the power grid that's causing average people who can't afford it, unlike you guys who are making money hand over fist? Maybe you should subsidize electric bills. No, Joe's not going to ask that. He's going to let this guy come on his show, and he's just going to glaze the guy. And that's why they go on his show, because they know that he's going to help them to neutralize opposition from working class people. And he's never going to ask them a hard question. He's never going to give them any kind of meaningful pushback. Every now and then he'll be like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't kneecap brown people and throw them in a torture dungeon. That just helps his grift. See, he's independent. He's independent. No, stop. Why would you interview this guy talking about these data centers and not ask him about what it's doing to people's electric bills? Because that's not his job. His job is to normalize psychopathic Silicon Valley oligarchic grifters.
Well, yeah, and also Austin oligarchic. I mean, this is the thing. It's they're all about that, right? Which I mean, look, it's dystopian, but it actually is not hard to conceive that, as long as you're using AI to blur the reality between, the real and the imaginary, if you will. Yeah, why couldn't you have a whole AI-based religious cult? Why not?
Yeah, sure.
I don't think it'll work for the Christians. They want the real thing.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to settle for AI Jesus any more than comedy fans settled for, AI George Carlin. But you could get an AI religion going. That can't be that hard.
Sure.
I mean, if you can get AI girlfriends going, you can get AI gods going. Why not? I mean, it seems like a pretty good idea, actually. If you are so, inclined to really usher in a, post-human dystopia, it's actually not that far-fetched, I think that's part of why it went viral, because people are like, yeah, you know what? I mean, yeah, Jesus is that's not gonna fly, but why not have an AI god, right? Why not at this rate?
I think part of the reason it went viral is because Joe Rogan's a fucking moron. And he demonstrated there quite clearly in a way that's almost impossible to deny that he's the last person anyone should be taking seriously on any subject.
Please clap.